Well, I was just having a wee nap on this really sanitary bed right here. I'm, of course, Ynsin, and welcome back to Penumbra Overture. We were taking a quick look at this place in the last episode, but we didn't get too far through it. I did see that note. I'm going to clear out the drawers before I get it. My dearest friend. Oh, young Red's predicament, so we should speak in his voice. My dearest friend, how are you? I can't do his accent. I am as well as can be expected. I have some sad news though. A few days ago, there was some kind of collapse, and some of the ceiling in the cave fell in on me. My God, where's the orchestra coming from? What scares me is that I was off in an off-limits part of the mine. They may not look for me here, but if they do, and they find me, I'll be in so much trouble. But I don't think I'll have to worry about that, because I'm not sure I'll be getting out of here. I don't mind so much. I've been working in the mine for about 3 weeks now, and I'm really proud that I can send money home. But it's pretty tough work, and so far you're the only nice person that's really been nice to me. Plus, I have some nice company down here. There's some friendly, kinda creepy crawlies and some books I bought from home that I was taking to the rec room. Sorry, dyslexia. If you think about it, I was really quite lucky that I had all this stuff with me, otherwise I'd be bored stiff. As it is, I have Shakespeare, Bronte, Nietzsche, perfect bedtime reading. Although, I suppose I might be trapped here long enough that I have to read them twice. I always used to ask my mum how long people survive without food and things. I read how some people can survive underwater for over 5 minutes, and some people last in the desert for weeks. But she always said you had 3 minutes of air, 3 days of water, etc. I suppose I'll probably find out soon enough. I guess if I had to, I could find food around the place. Like I said, there's all sorts of creatures here, but they're better off as my friends than my lunch. I wonder whether I shall starve to death or go crazy first. Neither sounds like too much fun, I guess, but if I had to choose, I'd say I want to go mad. It sounds like an adventure. Tom Redwood, proper mine worker, December 1970. Now, he did actually go mad, so that's lucky. Age 14! This is Red! Age 14! And we know that the year 2000 has passed. So, oh my God. When he was 14, it was 1970, specifically 1970 right here. So he was born in 56, and it is currently post-2000. So 56. We may have killed him at 45, at least, because there was one document referring to 2001. Oh my God, he spent 2/3 of his life down here. I can see Red now sitting here guiding me. I probably won't be standing here now if it wasn't for him. Why did he have to leave me down here alone? Well, to get the key. And, kill him. That's the thing, we had to kill him. This goes to that door that we hadn't opened yet, good. And what else had we not seen? This door, right here. Hello? You know what, away. Some people would say that this is the world's most perfect girl. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Beauty parade, that's an eyeball instead of a body. Man, Red's messed up. Oh, I've just stood in his toilet. Jesus, from the stench, I think this may have been his toilet. Yeah, you're telling me. He had a lot of books though, which is quite lucky. What's this? The James Beard Cookbook. Well, he's not going to be using that down here. I can guarantee that. That's depressing AF. Looks like he's been making some sperm diagrams with this chair as well. Can we put this chair up in it? I wonder. Tilt it that way a little bit. Can we put the leg through? Leg through like this. It actually does have clipping. That's impressive. That's very impressive. There's something on the other side of here. I can hear it. The power box. Nice. What is this? How many hours did he spend with his neck in this noose just trying to end it all? God, man, I don't want to have to talk about that. No wonder he was getting hungry. What a final meal. Rationed slugs. Still, knowing Red, perhaps he enjoyed them. I'm quite fond of, like, air-fried shiitake mushrooms, and they kind of turn out like the texture of slugs. I don't mind so much. They're like pre-frozen though, so not necessarily the bee's knees of shiitake mushrooms. It's an electrical panel, a funny place to have one. I wouldn't say so. Also, let's use the screwdriver on it. Maybe get these screws off. Well, that was weirdly synchronized. I think we use the bolt cutter on this here, despite the fact that it may kill us. Okay, we've just done a big electrocution to ourselves, and I'm pretty sure we also just disabled power to the door right at the other end of this. Oh my god, so for 2/3 of Red's life, he stood at this door not being able to open it. I can't get a hold of it. I need something to lever it open. I got a crowbar for that, buddy, old pal. As I stepped into the mouth of the underground facility, there should have been questions, fears, doubts running through me. Instead, I was torn in two. Part of me, I felt, had died, along with my only ally and friend. His final words had raised more questions than they'd answered, and I couldn't get his screams for the help out for the help. What? And I couldn't get his screams for help out of my head, despite knowing deep down that the pain I had caused Red was itself all the help I could have offered him. I was alone again, but I had nothing to do other than press on into the unknown. We probably could have killed Red with the pickaxe, to be fair. That would have been much quicker and humane. If I'd felt so bad about Red, I should have listened to him and stayed where I was. I would trade his fate 100 times for my own. Okay. The other side of me was looking forward to what might await me in my continued journey. I felt sure that I would soon find some clue or other to my father's fate, and that he was just inextricably linked to everything that was happening. I also couldn't help but suspect that everything I had seen up until that point was just symptomatic of whatever lay beyond the threshold. I know now I was right. Click to continue. Oh, great, notes! Lore dump! Awesome! Welcome to the shelter. Established 1973. Elevated cast 4. Chief staff 6. Lower cast 39. Temporary 8. Total population 57. Which is around about how old Red was when we burned him alive. Key members, Chief Overseer Wilbur Frisk. That sounds familiar. And Ben Stephenson. Chief Chemist Neil Oswald. Troy Retinesk, RIP 91. Construction Unit Pierre Petit, 72 to 79. Man, he was young, he was 7 years old. Chief Xeno Officer, to be announced, Richard Archbrook, RIP 92, that sucks. Excavation Unit, to be announced. Technology Unit, Darren Gray. Isn't he a magician? Maybe. Rod Smith. Come on, that's a porn name. We all know that's a porn name. Away Team, missing in action. Head Chief, Benito Carlo. Chief Translator, Howard LaFresque, 73 to present. Last updated on the 18th of the 2nd, 2000. 2000! So Red was, what? If he was born 56, 44 when we killed him. Please have your identity documents ready. Oh, I've got plenty of identity documents. I've got a crowbar that you can use to identify me. I've got a willy, so you could probably use that to identify me too, if you must. There's an exit sign right here. This all looks strangely modern. I'm pretty sure we can bust this open. Let's do that. Give ourselves an exit before we... okay, we're stuck in here. Alright, let's sneak up. Sneak up on. Oh, my flashlight's done! Face me, coward! I'm not gonna screw around! No, I'm dead. With that, the man who had first descended into the mine was no more, and so began my next chapter, to be continued. I skipped the credits just by clicking. I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. What a fantastic game! Holy hell, I actually adored this. And taking a closer look at all of these faces at the coffin, this guy looks really messed up, and I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be us. We are in fact Philip, and here lies Howard the Coward himself. This game was made in 2007. It's Frictional Games' first ever published game. It's a banger. Honestly, it's held up really, really well. There were only like three instances where I felt motivated to ask somebody what to do next, or actually go through and possibly even Google a guide. Ultimately though, I probably would have figured them out for myself, other than the second area that we were in. I thought that we'd been to, was it Shaft 13, but we obviously hadn't, or if we had, we didn't take a thorough enough look. So I think that's really the takeaway from these games, is just be thorough. A lot of questions though. I am made of questions. Biggest one on my mind right now is about the, I can't remember what they're called, the Order, right? The Order, who tend to reference everything by like status, and was very, very bureaucratic in nature. It seemed like there was some kind of early SCP foundation, and if I'm not mistaken, they'd been around for like 10,000 years, just trying to find these artifacts to keep them away from the prying eye. And there has to have been some kind of artifact that was dug up in that mine, because there were so many resources that were obviously poured into excavating into that mine, despite all of the deaths and the weird monsters and all of the weird, horrific stuff that was mutilating everybody who went down there, including Red. Red was all messed up. Tony the Tongue was a pretty good indicator that there was something down there. As soon as we found Tony the Tongue, I think that was exactly when we discovered, hey, there's something in this mine that probably shouldn't be here. Second question, why the hell is this music so loud? It's the main menu, like, for God's sake, come on. I'm actually gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see if I can't maybe get into one of those rooms. Because we might be able to. Let's speed through. Obviously, this game is part of a trilogy, and as such, I'm gonna have to play the other two Penumbra games as well, which is Penumbra Overture, the one that we're playing right now, and then Penumbra, what was that? Requiem, I think, and then Penumbra, the Final Descent, or something like that. Black Plague, that's the one. So whatever we found down here in the mine, I would assume by the titles of those games that we have kind of been the catalyst that unleashes hell. Because Red obviously had the resources and stuff to blow the power, open the door, get out of there, or get in, and then see what's going on. Because this, to me, does not look like an entryway. It looks like an airlock. It looks like something we're not ever supposed to be a part of. Okay, we read all of this. I'm gonna pop down here. I'm obviously gonna grab this note again, but I'm not gonna read it. Yeah, I want to know what the Order is all about. The Order has absolutely captivated me in a way that I don't think any other game has. And let's also get another view of this end cutscene, because it slaps. Right, there's one guy over at the end here. Okay, this is locked. What about this one? Also locked. Okay. Okay. So we looked at the wrong door. I want to see if the door actually opens and gives us kind of like a little sneak peek of what we were just kind of talking about just then. Because I can speculate and theorize all day, every day, but ultimately, at the end of a game, it's really the evidence that you're presented that's the thing that allows you to solve such a mystery, right? Unless it's Five Nights at Freddy's, in which case it's all of the evidence that you're not given that solves the mysteries. I'm too far away. Good. Okay, so we should be coming out of the door on the right this time, right? This has been a great game, though. For a proof of concept game, I am genuinely very, very astonished at how high quality this is. I don't think there's any more than one ending. I'm not going to bother to pick that up. So let's come through here. This is also a little bit strange as well, because this would assume that it's more modern than it actually is. Like, people have been stuck in this mine for a long time. Since the 70s, of course, that's when they first got here. But this sign is not only powered. There's also a fuse box down here. This more looks like a subway than it actually does a mine shaft, doesn't it? We know that guy's down there. Can't, like, bust this open, can we? No? What if we move this in front of the other door? What happens? Okay. Okay, so this is one he's supposed to come out of, right? Okay. Okay, so it was literally just an effect. All right. Well, then I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to think about getting started on the next game, which I'm pretty sure is Penumbra Requiem. I think Penumbra the Black Plague is the third and final one, but I'm going to play every single one of them anyway in my lead up to Amnesia the Dark Descent, which I remembered playing, but I don't remember the physics engine all that well. However, going back to it now, with a 16-year-old game, the physics engine on their first publication alone was phenomenal. We played it on the hardest difficulty. We died a lot, obviously, but ultimately I didn't think it was too unforgiving. I give this game a good 8 out of 10. Considering the time it was made in, the choices that they could have possibly made to have made this game what it is, the fact that they could have just lazily replaced a bunch of things with QuickTime events, the fact that this was made out of a 2D engine as well, which is genuinely very impressive. I don't know how big the development team was, but to take an engine like basically RPG Maker or Visual Novel Reader or something like that, and then make a 3D game out of it, love it. Absolutely love the commitment to forwarding the development of video games in such an enormous way. Because obviously there were 3D engines at the time, but to take a game that was supposed to be in 2D and then make it 3D using an engine that's not made to be in 3D, and then still having it play so smoothly is genuinely impressive. I cannot iterate that enough. I rate it highly. It's actually worth playing. If you've just seen this entire playthrough and you think that I've missed anything, go down into the comments and let me know. I am willing to kind of learn everything that I can about this game. If I've missed any notes, let me know. I don't think I did. I think I picked up every single note in the game. I think I picked up every single kind of like item as well, because all of the items were basically essential. We never used dynamite. We never used flares. We kind of got the hang of beef jerky right at the end, only to find out that the beef jerky trick was not actually viable as a strategy, other than to kind of thin out either the number of dogs, if you put one dog into multiple rooms, if there are even multiple rooms to put them in, or to thin out the health of a dog before you attack it yourself. I don't think combat was made to be face-to-face. I think combat was made to be kind of jank. I think you were actually supposed to jump onto a crate and then time your swing as it was lunging at you. Because quite frankly, I couldn't move the mouse easily enough to hit a dog. And the controls are jank as hell for combat. So that's probably its only downside, was how jank the controls were. Let me tell you how they basically worked. Basically, you hold down the mouse and then you swing your mouse in one direction, and that's the direction in which you'll charge up an attack. And then you have to hold the mouse in that position, and then you swing your mouse the other way, and then you swing the weapon. So you pull the mouse back to thrust and all of that stuff. You can only shift your camera while you're charging up an attack with the right mouse, which is jank as hell. It's so jarring, but it's a mechanic that wasn't invasive, I would say. It wasn't like how Rainbow Six Vegas 2 or Rainbow Six Vegas was on console, and to aim down sights you had to click R3, which is the view stick. That was jarring and a little bit uncommon, since the first-person shooters at that time had been very standardized in their controls already by a couple of years. This one, obviously first of its genre, absolutely fantastic. The way they executed everything. Even the combat, I can't really fault it, because if I were to make myself a combat system out of an engine that's not supposed to play the game I'm making in the first place, I would probably have just done something really, really lazy, like sneak up behind enemy, press E, you've taken it out, or exclusively rely on beef jerky, which is a limited resource, which you could have done, I suppose. We didn't do that for most of the game. We didn't even know that you could give it to the dogs until like the last few episodes, and I was kind of saving it up because if I got into a boss fight and I thought I'd get really, really hurt, I thought I'd have to just slam back 100 beef jerky like in Skyrim. But that wasn't the case at all. The game was actually very forgiving with its combat, despite how difficult it could have possibly been. Yet, the thing is, they give you choices. Most video games do not give you choices. They give you a couple of options based on the mechanics that they have already pre-established, and then from those choices, you can pick how you want to play the game. But Penumbra has given you pretty much the Dishonored style of playing the game, which is you can do stealth, you can do combat, you can cheese from above, you can run away, you can do whatever you want. It's just absolutely fantastic. I don't think I'll play it again. I don't think I'll ever come back to this game again. But to play it 16 years after it came out, in retrospect, and still be going into it blind, absolutely fucking phenomenal. I couldn't have done a better job myself with 100 people with such limitations. So, good job, Frictional Games. This is for you. You deserve it. I know it's 16 years late, but 16 years ago I was 13. And I was a fairly angry kid, so I didn't clap for anyone back then. But this time, I'm a reasonable man, I'm responsible and all of that stuff, and I'm also an adult, so here's your standing ovation, because I'm literally at a standing desk. I can't stand any more than that. I can get on my tippy toes and clap, but it just cuts my forehead off, so. Thank you, Frictional Games, for having made this, and thank you, everybody, for watching this entire series. Right up here, you're going to find the playlist. If you have not been watching the entire series, you're going to find the playlist for Penumbra Overture, and its full completion, because this is the last episode. Right up here, you're going to find another playlist that I think you'd really enjoy. Most likely the next Penumbra game. I'm just going to say it's the next Penumbra game. Right up here, you're going to find the next Penumbra game. And just down here, there's going to be a little doodad asking you to subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, just click the subscribe button. And I will see you in the next episode that I make. Goodbye!